Love After Lockup just announced a new spin-off called Love After Lockup Relationship Rehab. And this is kind of like a spin-off Love After Lockup style of marriage boot camp with Dr. Ish. And they're going to sit down with 5 different couples and they're going to sit there and try to work through their biggest problems. It seems like the producers of Love After Lockup have been looking for their next new hit spinoff. At first, we saw them do the Where Are They Now segments, and I wish they would bring those back. And then we saw them do the Crime Story spinoff, and that only lasted a season. And now we have Love After Lockup Relationship Rehab. So let me read the description of this new show. So we're going to have Dr. Ish, and I actually really like Dr. Ish. I think he's done a great job on Marriage Boot Camp, on Mama June's show, like helping with counseling for their crazy family dynamic. So we're going to see Dr. Ish and his attempt to heal the relationships of 5 fan favorite couples from Love After Lockup. WeTV and All Reality Today unveiled a sneak peek, and you guys can see the sneak peek on my Instagram page or my Facebook. According to Amber page, I ended up posting a clip. I react to it here, but WeTV always claims my clips, even when I react to them. So we're not even going to waste our time with that. But anyways, it goes on to say, Dr. Ish is going to help repair their broken bonds. So this is going to be a 9-episode series that premieres in October. And tonight is the season finale of Love After Lockup. And then we're going to have the show Age Inappropriate. That's going to cover their time slot for a while. And that's probably going to cover the time slot until probably September or so. And then we'll probably have a little break. And then it'll be Love After Lockup Relationship Rehab. So it says throughout the series, the couples confront the emotional and practical challenges that have strained their relationships. So we're going to see Brittany and Marcelino struggle to find common ground while co-parenting. Melissa and Louie work towards finally walking down the aisle. Alexis continues to grapple with Julius's past infidelity. Justine urges Michael to take a more soft approach when it comes to parenting their children. And Joey shocks Kim with a major revelation. So we are going to see these 5 couples work through their issues here in October. And I'm actually excited for this because I want to know, like, what issues are these couples having? So let's talk about the issues that the press release talks about and what to expect and my thoughts on all the couples they decided to pick. So first, I want to talk about the couple that shocked me the most to see in the trailer, and that is Alexis and Julius, because I figured for sure that these two had went their separate ways because it went from them posting on social media all the time. Like after Julius was on the show, it's like he tried to win back his audience by all of a sudden trying to look like this family man, and him and Alexis made this family blog channel and he was posting her constantly, and then suddenly we didn't see them post each other. And now I'm starting to wonder, were they not allowed to post each other because they're doing this show and they didn't want, well, that wouldn't make sense because we got Kim and Joey on this show and they still have been posting each other this whole time. So then suddenly they weren't posting each other anymore for a while, so everyone figured that they had went their separate ways. But nope, they're still going strong. Shortly after their time on Love After Lockup, Alexis and Julius welcomed their daughter Juliana. This life-changing event, however, did not change the problems that they're having in the relationship. Julius is still sneaky, and Alexis still doesn't trust him. Their relationship is a non-stop cycle of on-again, off-again chaos, fueled by accusations and insecurities. Alexis wants to get married and see that Julius is 100% committed to their family, while Julius wants respect and trust. Neither feels they are getting what they need, and drama is currently outweighing their devotion to each other. Will Relationship Rehab finally give them the tools to choose each other, or will it prove they're better off choosing themselves? I don't think that Julius is ready to be committed and be a husband. He's just not given husband material, in my opinion, from what we saw on the show. And I'm actually shocked that they're coming back. Like, I will admit that I feel like WeTV missed the mark by not bringing them back for another season of Life After Lockup, but I think I thought that they missed up their chance to be on the show, because after those scenes where Julius was telling Alexis that she needed to get another job when she asked him to get a job, she tried to comment like, I know under my post and on a lot of other social media posts saying, oh no, this was just for the show. This was scripted, blah, blah, blah. And she was trying to act like that time that Julius was at that clothing store with those two other women. She claimed that was scripted. And that was confirmed it was scripted because one of the girls did an interview with Lord Lucan and admitted that it was scripted. I heard towards the end of their season, there's a lot of things that they were turning down that they didn't want to do that the producers were wanting them to do. So they're a little harder to work with towards the end. So I was starting to think maybe that's why they kept their distance. But it seems like they were just giving them enough time, in between seasons so they could have some issues brew up and get a good update from them. Then we have Melissa and Louie, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little surprised to see these two because from the looks of social media, it seems like everything is going well between them. But then again, Louie did propose to Melissa. And then I was shocked that we still haven't heard about a wedding as of now. But for me, my personal opinion is he's probably still saving for the wedding because he admitted he dropped all his savings like on that $20,000 engagement ring. So it's probably going to take him a while to save up for a wedding. I know he ended up speaking out like on social media and he said that he couldn't do like DoorDash or any delivery driver jobs on the side. He is selling real estate as of now, but it's not a guaranteed paid. You only get paid when you sell houses. And I think he posted he sold like 6 houses this year or so. So it seems like he's doing well, but he was posting that he was trying to make some extra money on the side by doing some food delivery and he was unable to do so because of his past charges. So it definitely seems like right now, he probably is trying to save up as much money as he can and he's just not there yet. I don't think Melissa's going to settle for a courthouse or a basic wedding. She's going to want a very expensive, extravagant wedding just like her ring. She was talking about a destination wedding with all her family and friends, and that's not cheap by any means. But the show is trying to act like, they're having some issues going on, and that's getting in the way of them getting married. So they're currently engaged, and Melissa has had her eye on Louie since high school, reconnecting with him years later while Louie was incarcerated. Now they're engaged and planning a wedding, and Melissa is convinced that marriage will finally fix the issues that they've been sweeping under the rug. Neither Melissa nor Louie has been married before, and now Louie's getting cold feet, questioning whether he's truly ready to commit. Between Melissa's exhaustion with Louie's constant career changes and Louie feeling that Melissa doesn't truly grasp how hard it is for a justice-impacted person to succeed in the real world, their frustrations continue to grow. Will Dr. Ish fix their issues so they can walk down the aisle, or will their unresolved problems derail the wedding altogether? So it sounds like they're still having a lot of the issues we saw in the first season where she's complaining that Louie's not doing enough and she's not recognizing that you decided to get with a felon, so he's going to have a lot more roadblocks in his way compared to a normal person. I'm very excited to see like a whole season of all these couples talking about their problems because one thing about me is I'm a messy bitch that loves drama. And I think more than anything, I'm excited to see all these cast members interact with each other. Hopefully they put them all in the same house together and it looks like they're going to go on activities and counseling sessions together. But here's where I feel like they missed the mark. I feel like what they did really well with like 90 Day The Last Resort, they did a really good job making sure they put a few messy bitches on the cast. We have Shekinah and we have Thais, so we saw these two girls collide and we got a lot of drama out of that. I feel like they need to put at least a few messy bitches on this cast. Like maybe Brittany might be a little messy, maybe Melissa might be a little messy, but they don't seem like the type that's going to call out the other women or call out any of the other couples. And we need cast members like that who are going to call out the other cast members and hold them accountable, because that's where we get the real drama is between the cast members when you have shows like this. So hopefully we get a couple messy bitches that are going to help stir the pot this season. And then we have Justine and Michael. They are currently married and they actually look a lot different in their trailer Like, it seems like Justine's lost quite a bit of weight. Michael's hair looks different. So Justine and Michael are building a life together in Las Vegas, but this life gets complicated by blending families, starkly different parenting styles, and unresolved trauma. When tensions rise, Justine claims Michael slips back into incarceration mode, leading Justine to do whatever it takes to give in so they can move on. Justine wants therapy with Michael for healthier communication and to avoid repeating past mistakes. But Michael is very resistant to the idea since so many clients from his drug dealing days were therapists. Okay, that sounds dumb as hell. Okay, then hopefully you get counseling through Dr. Ish. To me, that just sounds like an excuse that you don't want to get counseling. They love each other, but the power struggles and emotional walls are tearing them apart. Will they both be willing to give therapy the chance to save their marriage? And I was like, okay, do they really have marital issues? But in the teaser for this season, Michael was breaking down crying. So either they got a lot of issues going on or he's a really good actor. Then we have Kimberly and Joey. They're currently married. So after meeting at a young age, living in the same small town, Kimberly always carried a torch for Joey and reconnected with him during his incarceration after she separated from her children's father. Once Joey was released, they wasted no time tying the knot, but their married life has been far from easy. Joey's sobriety is a constant concern as a recovering addict, with Kimberly keeping a close watch and administering random drug tests to make sure that he's staying clean. Between trust issues, financial stress, and Joey's rearrest, the problems are piling up for the couple to face their biggest challenge yet. Yeah, because he was just arrested, I think it was earlier this year, after he was caught breaking into cars. And I think he stole a bunch of tools out of a car from the back of a vehicle and got arrested for that. And this is like right after Kimberly was telling people that he was doing better. And then next thing you know, he gets arrested again. And then he was posted up on TikTok, where I know we've covered him in a few Love After Lockup updates video, where he had lost a massive amount of weight. It looks like he's starting to put the weight back on, so he's starting to look a little healthier, but I mean, it's been a constant roller coaster ride with Joey, it seems like, since he's been out of prison. Last but not least, we have Brittany and Marcelino, and I'm not going to lie, I was shocked to see them on here because they are separated, and it does say as their current relationship status that they are separated. So through their time on Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup, Marcelino fell for Brittany during her incarceration, and after Brittany's release, the couple eventually got married and welcomed 2 children together. Their relationship was tested over time by deep-seated issues, including distrust and accusations of infidelity, ultimately leading to their separation. Despite the split, Brittany and Marcelino share custody of their children and remain legally married, both claiming the other is dragging their feet on finalizing the divorce. Brittany and Marcelino are setting out to rebuild a healthier co-parenting dynamic, no longer driven by old wounds and unresolved resentment. As they unpack their past, they're forced to face a tougher question. Beneath the hurt, the history, and the distance, is there any romance left between them worth fighting for, or will this process give them the clarity to let go and close the chapter for good? And I think out of all the cast members that have split up, this is the one couple that I see people say time and time again, oh, I wish they never separated. I wish they would work things out. So it sounds like that's exactly what WeTV is trying to get them to do. And if they can't work out, at least have a healthy co-parenting relationship. And if you've been keeping up with my videos, then you already know, spoiler alert, well, it's not really spoiler because I just made a video on this like a month ago. Marcelino just filed for divorce less than a month ago against Brittany. And in the divorce filing, he filed for joint custody. So he will not have to pay child support because they will have 50-50 custody of the children. Which I'm curious how that's going to work because last I knew he was living in Florida and she was living in Las Vegas. Unless he decided to move back to Las Vegas. But he still has their home out in Florida. And it shows that they have no debts together or no assets that they need to split between the two. Which I found that to be interesting because they got the home in Florida together. So I guess Brittany's just likely cutting her losses on what she's put into the Florida home and just is probably telling Marcelino, okay, just take over the payments, I'll cut my losses and go back to Las Vegas and figure out a place there. Or maybe they made up some kind of deal where he's going to sell the house and split the money with her. I don't know, but you guys let me know what you think about this new spinoff, Love After Lockup Relationship Rehab. I'm definitely looking forward to it, but I'm disappointed we gotta wait till October. It's gonna be a long time between now and then, but it'll be worth the wait, I'm sure, once it does get here. And let me know about the casting choices that the casting director made and the couples that they picked, and if you had a certain couple that's not on this season to bring on the show, who would you bring? Let me think about it. Who's a good messy couple that we ain't heard from in a minute that we would love an update on? I don't know. I'd have to ponder on that. But I know there's probably a good few couples out there that I would love to see, like on season 2, if they do come back. I'll have to brainstorm more on that. But you guys let me know, and thank you so much for watching.